See what? And this is what I've been trying to tell you guys. Sweet. Apple juice. Jared, don't drink that. Oh, you're kidding me. Ah. Why in the hell do you have that in here?
Market brand towels. And that's a good deal. Bounty, the long-lasting picker-upper. And now try new Bounty NFL prints, available at Walmart.
Wait, simple 6 days. 6 of our best 6-inch subs when you
Yeah, why not film the collection video? I mean, I got nothing else to do. Hey everyone, it's LEGO Lover 117 coming back at you again with yet another video. And as you can see in front of you, yes, we're finally doing the Thomas VHS and DVD collection video. I know it's been I've been promising you guys this for over a year now, I believe, and it's finally here. You see it in front of you. This is all the VHS tapes I have. The DVDs are behind me. We'll be ripping into those right after we take a look at these stacks of VHS goodness right here in front of you. As you can see, there's a substantial amount in front of you. Most of these, or some of these, you all have seen, but some have never been shown to the public eye. And, well, I'm going to be cataloging each of these right here, right now. So, this first stack that you see that I'm pointing at right now, most of these have been shown on home media reviews. So, like this one, the original print of Thomas Gets Tricked, you guys have seen before. Here's the back. I have a little tray right here that I will show you all in a minute that I put these things in. I'll just move that out of the camera shot. You've also seen this. It's the reprint of Thomas Gets Tricked, the 1993 reprint. My original, James Learns a Lesson. This is a red copy, in fact. As was also that original Tricked that you all saw. The 1993 reprint of Tenders and Turntables. I still don't know why eBayers, I think is what they're called, jack up the prices on this thing so much, because that tape is not that rare. 1993 reprint of Thomas Breaks the Rules. Still have no idea why they chose that artwork. But, you know, who am I to judge? The 1993 reprint of Better Late Than Never. And yes, I fixed the top. I taped it down from the outside and from the inside. That I cannot show on camera, but trust me, the top is fixed. (1992) print of Trust Thomas. Actually, I got that wrong in home media reviews, but this is from 1992, the same year as the Wooden Railway came out. This is the next home media reviews. So here's your all's first glance at Thomas Gets Bumped, 1992 original print. Thomas, Percy, and the Dragon. I don't know what print this is from, but I'm assuming it's 1993 or 1994. I haven't done any research on this yet because I haven't gotten to it yet on home media reviews. Daisy and Other Stories. Yeah, this case is in really bad condition, but you know, whatever, I'm just glad to own it. Don't really watch it that often, though. Okay, so that ends the first stack. Here comes the next one. James Goes Buzz Buzz, original print. After we moved past 1993 with the Ringo Starr prints, they all end up being originals in that style. Just a little fun fact. Thomas's Christmas Party and other stories. I don't have much of an opinion on this, even though it's the first tape to ever reuse stories, which, you know, I'm not a big fan of that. Percy's Ghostly Trick, and this marks Thomas history because this is the first time we ever saw a sing-along song make its way onto VHS. And of course, I'll be mentioning that in home media reviews when we get to this tape. Which at the rate I'm making these probably be in about, I don't know, 3 months maybe. That's a rough estimate. Rusty to the Rescue. I think that this might be one of my favorite tapes out of the Thomas franchise. It's just so good. There's just something about the narrow gauge engines that captivates me. I don't know why. Thomas Comes to Breakfast, my absolute favorite tape growing up as a child, but I didn't have this print of it. We will get to that in a moment. Thomas and his friends get along. Thomas and the Special Letter. A lot of Thomas in these titles. Thomas Meets the Queen and other stories. Oddly enough, this entire tape will never be reprinted outside of this era of Thomas and Friends on home media things. That's right. But we will get to that in, of course, home media reviews. I don't want to spoil too much about any of these tapes' histories here. Not James Learns a Lesson. Thomas and his friends help out. I had to take this tape out because, you know, this is not James Learns a Lesson. And last but not least in that stack, James Goes Buzz Buzz. Reprint. Yes, the one with the buzzy audio. The one that I don't watch. So, before we move on to any of these other ones, I'm just going to show you how this tray thing works. I'm going to pick up the camera here. That's where all my originals, later reprints, and stuff like that go. They go up on this tray because they're special. So yeah, that's where I keep all those. And the rest of these, I'll show where I keep them in a minute. So let's dive into the bare copies, which is this stack right here. Spills and Chills. Oddly enough, this has a Magic Railroad trailer on it, which I'm going to go into more detail about in the home media reviews where we look at Magic Railroad trailers. Yes, we're actually going to do one where we actually just look at Magic Railroad trailers and where they end up. Very late reprint of Spills and Chills. Yes, I don't have the box to either of these. This one, this box I actually stepped on when I was younger, and it was just beyond repair. Songs from the Station. I'm still never going to watch this because of the audio. The Best of James. Cranky Bugs. Here's a custom tape I made. Trouble on the Tracks with bonus episodes. This was basically a product of boredom. Because this was back when Trouble on the Tracks was first released. I'm talking about the Season 18 content release. So, yeah, I rented it on demand because I have AT&T Uverse, and you can do that. So I rented it from there, and I basically recorded it onto this tape, and now it's on here. I don't remember which bonus episodes are on this, because I haven't watched this. Actually, this is actually sort of a factory error, because if you look under here, I typed it in the label maker wrong, so it's troubled on the tracks with bonus stories. So this is a factory error. Yay. Rareness. Here's another custom tape. 20 years of Thomas and Friends. Yet another product of boredom. Basically, this was inspired from me 10 years of Thomas and Friends. And since we never got a 20 or a 30 years of Thomas and Friends, I said, you know what? Why don't I make my own? But I haven't made a 30 years one, and maybe I will, maybe I won't. That's all the bare copies I have, basically tapes with no boxes. So let's move into the larger stack, because it looks like it's gonna fall, and I don't want that to happen. Reprint of Thomas comes to breakfast. This is the tape I grew up with as a child, and unfortunately my original copy of this, the one I owned as a child, got eaten by the VCR, and that really sucked, because I really loved that tape growing up. But it was nice to find another copy on eBay so cheap, and now I have a piece of my childhood back in my grasp. The Gallant Old Engine. I used to watch this a lot as a kid. I think this might be one of my top favorite tapes as well. It's gotten a buzzing noise coming from it now, so I don't. Reprint of Thomas Gets Bumped. This one you will also see in home media reviews coming up very shortly. Reprint of Thomas and his Friends Help Out. Notice mine still has the original sticker. 60 minutes of fun. It is 60 minutes of fun, actually. Yet another reprint. This one is Thomas and his Friends Get Along. I never understood the cover for this, but we'll take a look at that later. Sing-along and stories. I call it sing-along stories because I don't really add the and because I'm lazy. Thomas's Trackside Tunes. And if you look closely here, there's actually a ripped-off SpongeBob sticker on the side of there. When I was younger, I used to put stickers on everything. I had a sheet of SpongeBob stickers, and almost every one of my VHS tapes had, or still has, a SpongeBob sticker on it. Thomas's Christmas Wonderland. That's a great Christmas tape. Thomas's Snowy Surprise, another great Christmas tape, and this one includes both Alec Baldwin and George Carlin, so that's nice that they included both of them. Salty Secret. Hershey's Chocolate Crunch. As I mentioned earlier, there's the SpongeBob sticker. James and the Red Balloon. These were all released by Hit, by the way. Make Someone Happy. And this tape makes me very happy because... Races, Rescues, and Runaways, one of my favorites. And the second copy of Races, Rescues, and Runaways that I got in that 6-tape lot. The first one was a childhood copy. New Friends for Thomas, one of the last tapes to ever be released. Childhood copy of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. Clamshell case. And the mysterious copy of Thomas and the Magic Railroad, which I still have not figured out what this tape's origins is. So, Still haven't figured out that tape's origins. Alright, one more stack to go. Let's get this done, then we can move on to the other stuff. The free sample that came with a Wooden Railway set. There was another tape that had a similar style to this one, but it came with a take-along set. Thomas's Sodor Celebration. I don't really care for the stories on here, but I needed it for collecting purposes. Calling All Engines. By far one of the worst Thomas specials ever created, ever. And the funny thing is, I hate this so much, and just look at the shape that the box is in. The other funny part is, there's no, like, little plastic thing that's protecting the film, so I could just stick my finger down in there. Look at that. I can touch the film right now. That was an eBay purchase. Second copy of the Best of James. This one's got a case, and it's a hard case. Probably came from a Blockbuster, a Hollywood video, or from your local library. Oh wait, those aren't around anymore. The Best of Thomas. There's the remnants of a SpongeBob sticker. The Best of Percy. This one has a fully intact SpongeBob sticker. Why am I pointing out the SpongeBob stickers? First copy of 10 Years of Thomas, an eBay purchase, and what could that mean? Childhood copy of 10 Years of Thomas. It is a late reprint. And these last two down here, this one you will also see upcoming in home media reviews. Thomas Gets Bumped bonus train pack. We will take a look at that more in depth later. And of course, Cranky Bugs bonus train pack. That's a second copy of Cranky Bugs. And just as a quick sidebar, I wanted to show you all how I store these things. Basically what I do is, there's a long stack right along the back there, as you can see, with like, it starts with Thomas Comes to Breakfast, and then it ends at the two Magic Railroad copies, because they are clamshell cases, so I can't really store those as great as I would want to. And then we've got two stacks up here in front that have the sampler tape, some of the Hit Entertainment releases, the clamshell case, Best of James, the bonus train packs, and then the best ofs, and then the 10 years right here. And you can't see, but up here, right where my hand is, that's where all the Bear copies are stored. They are stored right on top of the big stack, or the big line back there. I wish I could get a better shot at this, but unfortunately this is the best I can do. So when I show you all how I store my DVDs, that's a lot easier to show on camera. Speaking of them, that's exactly where we're going next. So let's move on and say goodbye to VHS and move on to my Thomas and Friends DVD collection. Let's do this. Alright, so after that little swatch of comedy, well, here are my DVDs. Basically, it's two giant stacks. That's about it. So, let's go ahead and jump right into this stack right here with the little jewel cases on top. So first up, we have a custom copy of Dinos and Discoveries. No label on the disc or anything. It's custom because I didn't want to pay extra for the double pack of the Adventure Begins and Dinos and Discoveries. So basically, what I did was I took the UK dubs that were already on YouTube in 1080p, which is basically Blu-ray picture quality, and I took them off YouTube. I stuck them in the order that they are on the actual release, and I stuck them onto this disc, and they play perfectly fine. They look really good too. Better late than tricked. I did a whole custom showcase on this. Custom copy of Thomas and the Magic Railroad, as you can see, sloppily written on there. Never going to reburn that. Probably with a slightly updated file. Thomas and the Special Letter. Here come my rarer copies of stuff. This was basically a take and play thing that never really caught on. It was like you would get like these types of discs that only had one story on it. In this case, it was Thomas and the Special Letter, and then you get, you know, a little piece of track and an engine from the story, and you would basically act out the story as it was going on. It was a nice little thing. I don't own all the releases from that line. I've got, well, actually, I'll just show you what I've got. The next one is Percy Takes a Plunge, which I don't know if it's Percy Takes the Plunge or Percy Takes a Plunge, because it's said both ways as far as I know. And the last one is James and the Trouble with Trees, a Season 5 release. So we got Season 4, Season 2, and Season 5. Kind of took a big jump in between there, but search on it. Thomas Percy and the Dragon. I lost the case of this when I was younger. On Site with Thomas, same deal. Lost the case to it. This actually has a scratch on it, so the episode Kelly's Windy Day, yeah, that doesn't play right. I always have to skip that whenever I watch it. Free sample. Again, this is the same thing with the sampler VHS tape. This also came with a Wooden Railway set, and it also has a trailer for the Wooden Railway on it. Now here's my favorite release of all time. It's Thomas and the Tragic Railroad. No, I'm just kidding. This is a really good release, though, guys. I say that you all should pick this up. The Best of James. The interesting thing about this one is it's slim case. I don't know why. Just came like that, I guess. The Best of Gordon, not slim cased. Big thick case that we're all used to. James Learns a Lesson, the most recent print available. This double feature with Thomas's Halloween Adventures and Percy's Ghostly Trick. This is one of those that you have to flip over. Henry and the Elephant, which is basically just Gallant old engines slapped on to a disc and, well, sold under another title, so hit entertainment can scam you out of more money. The Great Discovery, and I actually have some interesting thoughts on this release when we get to it in home media reviews. Cranky Bugs. Make Someone Happy. Thomas and the Jet Engine. I was always kind of confused on why it switched narrators in the middle of this. As you can see, it actually jumps seasons in the middle of this, so that's why it switches from Alec Baldwin to Michael Brandon. New Friends for Thomas, and this actually has a huge scratch in it, so this will not play properly. But, well, I'll show you in a minute. Hooray for Thomas. Oh yes, it's great to be an engine. I can't sing for crap, but yeah, it's great to be an engine, I guess. This is my absolute favorite Thomas box set ever, the early years. And then this box set of Totally Thomas, Volume 4. And the releases come in this. It's got a little cardboard slipcover on it. A Big Day for Thomas. New Friends for Thomas. This copy will actually play correctly. And Thomas and the Really Brave Engines. So I think they made like 5 or 6 volumes of these things, and they're a nice bargain for what you get. Alright, one more stack to go. Let's get this over with. Thomas's Sodor Celebration. I got this when the 60th anniversary was actually going on. Songs from the Station. My Silver Percy came with this, so that's nice. Come Ride the Rails. Tales from the Tracks. And Track Stars. And the reason I put these all down here is because all 3 of these came in a boxed set. I unfortunately don't have the little cardboard slipcase that went over it, but it did come in a boxed set, and that's how I got them. I don't remember what the box set was called, but surely I'll know in the future. Milkshake Muddle. This was a blind buy for me when I was younger. Thomas's Trusty Friends. I always liked this growing up. It's a nice release. And as we move throughout the stack here, we've hit the CGI era. So let's dive into this. Hero of the Rails. Its original release with the slipcover. I like Hero of the Rails. It's probably the best thing that Sherry Miller's ever given us. Splish, splash, throw this DVD out the window. Actually, it's called Splish, Splash, Splosh. But as you can see, I got that at a Borders. The price tag is still on it. But it does have a slipcover. I don't watch it. Thomas and the Runaway Kite. Ugh. I don't think I've ever sat through this thing. If I have, I don't remember it. It was a blind buy when I was younger. I saw it once when I was younger. I watched it again a few years later. Don't hate me, but it is the original release, so it does have that going for it. Wobbly Wheels and Whistles. I own a lot of bad stuff. Animals Aboard. Lots of bad stuff, guys. I'm sorry. I buy them for collecting purposes. Blue Mountain Mystery. Oh, that's a good one. It's a universal print, and it doesn't have a slipcover, but it's still a good one. Buddy Matters. It's meh. It's okay. There are some things I can tolerate on it. The Thomas Way. What a great release. And it even has a bonus episode. So that's nice too. Spills and Thrills. The one thing I'll say about this, the slipcover's not embossed. I don't like it when they do that. I like my slipcovers embossed, people. Tale of the Brave. It was really underwhelming the second time I watched it, but the picture quality is excellent. I'll give it that. But it was really, really underwhelming the second time I tried to watch it. Signals Crossed. My first season 18 release that I've ever picked up. And probably the holy grail of the CGI era, The Adventure Begins. Yes, guys, I did buy this. I bought it the first day it came out, actually, at my local Walmart. Because, well, I wanted to see it. Plus, I wanted the version with the slipcover, because I hate it when I get specials that don't have slipcovers. I'm looking at you, Blue Mountain Mystery and Tale of the Brave. But the one complaint, it's not embossed. I don't like it when it's not embossed. It feels cheap. Still a great special, though. So that's my entire VHS and DVD collection, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, good night, everybody. And the slipcover's not embossed. Why?